CNN. The Senate Monday confirmed controversial lawyer David Bernhardt as Deputy Secretary of the Interior, the number 2 executive in charge of managing natural resources. The vote passed 53 to 43. David Bernhardt is a native Coloradan from the Western Slope who has a deep understanding of Western land issues, Senator Cory Gardner said in a statement Monday. His command of public policy will be an enormous asset to Interior Secretary Ryan Zink. Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski, who introduced the confirmation vote Monday, referred to Bernhardt's new role as the COO of the Interior. He understands the management of federal lands, and the balance between conservation and development, Murkowski said. Bernhardt isn't new to DOI. He served as Solicitor General under President George W. Bush, as well as Counselor and Deputy Chief of Staff to then-Secretary Gail Norton and Director of the Department's Office of Congressional and Legislative Affairs. As Solicitor, Bernhardt authored several controversial legal opinions, including one, later thrown out, that made it more difficult to designate endangered species. According to USA Today, he returned to the DOI in November to lead the Trump transition team. On Monday, he became the 51st official confirmed under President Donald Trump, a number lower than those of the president's predecessors at this point. On July 24 of their first terms, President Barack Obama had 228 nominations confirmed, and President George W. Bush had 205. Many environmental groups raised concerns about what they consider Bernhardt's conflicts of interest when it comes to the Interior post. Over 150 environmental groups signed a letter to the Senate Committee on Energy and Natural Resources opposing Bernhardt's nomination in May. After spending years lobbying for the oil and gas industry, big agribusiness and water profiteers, Mr. Bernhardt is laden with conflicts of interest that raise serious questions about his ability to act in the public interest, the letter said. The groups expressed concern about Bernhardt's interest in the Mojave National Preserve in Mojave Trails National Monument, where the Cadiz project, an investment of Bernhardt's firm, is seeking to pump water. For the Cadiz project to proceed, it will require permits from the DOI. Other groups have questioned the timeline of Bernhardt's lobbying activities. The Campaign for Accountability, a non-profit watchdog group, filed a complaint Thursday asking the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia to investigate Bernhardt for potential violation of the Lobbying Disclosure Act, which requires lobbyists to register with congressional officials. Although a report filed with congressional officials in January stated that Bernhardt terminated his lobbying work for Westlands on November 18, 2016, email and phone records from various sources reveal that Bernhardt continued to discuss policy matters with Westlands management after his supposed resignation. According to the Campaign for Accountability's complaint, in February, Bernhardt's firm billed Westlands $582.09 worth of services itemized for Westlands trip. David Bernhardt, Washington Senator Maria Cantwell, the committee's top Democrat, has consistently voiced her opposition to Bernhardt's nomination for similar reasons. The appearance that Mr. Bernhardt was still lobbying on behalf of clients that do business with the department at the same time he wants to help lead validates some of the concerns we've been saying, Cantwell said last week. I remain concerned. It's about time Secretary Zink is a deputy we can all count on, Montana Senator Steve Daines, a Republican, said Monday. Trump issued an executive order April 26 requesting the review of national monuments, or national parks, larger than 100,000 acres established since 1996. Zink is now determining whether the 27 parks in question are the smallest area compatible with the proper care and management of the objects to be protected, and whether state and local authorities were provided enough input in the initial park designation. The Secretary has already announced his recommendations for 4 of the parks. Zink suggested that downsizing Utah's Bears Ears in his interim report last month. In early July, he recommended no changes to 2 parks, Idaho's Craters of the Moon and Washington's Hanford Reach National Monument, adding Colorado's Communes of the Ancients National Monument to the list Friday. Zink is expected to submit his final recommendations by the end of August.